The following is transcribed.
Welcome to Condensed Bat-Supe. Now with 66% fewer superheroes than our regular podcast, which makes Condensed Bat-Supe even less nutritious, but still just as delicious. We're featuring episodes of the adventures of Superman without the caped crusaders. Tie on your capes for lots of high-speed travel, plenty of dirty sabotage, and railborne peril galore! In this edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, we'll continue our journey back to the very beginning of Superman's adventures on the radio, with the next two episodes of the Man of Steel's first radio adventure. We'll pick up with the third installment, Kino's Landslide, which was originally broadcast on February 16th, 1940.
Presenting Superman. Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman! And now, Superman. Amazing figure from another world with powers and abilities never before realized by mortal men. Given a chance to make good by Perry White, city editor of the Daily Planet, young Clark Kent, who was really Superman, leaped out a window 20 stories above the ground and vanished in a swirl of fog. Secret warnings had come to the newspaper of a vague and sinister plot against the railroads of the West, and mild-mannered Clark Kent had received orders to go west at once and investigate. Already danger is forming in the path of the Silver Clipper, crack train of the West Coast Railroad, roaring over the prairie on her way to Denver and Salt Lake. All planes were grounded by fog and sleet. But today, as our story continues, a strange figure hurtles through space. Red cape streaming in the whistling wind. Superman speeds to his assignment.
24 hours to go. The Silver Clipper leaves Denver tomorrow night on her way to Salt Lake City. And that man who calls himself the Wolf, have to find out who he is, too. Said the train would never get there. We'll see, Wolf. We'll see. If you're up to something, look out. Because the other side has Superman.
And as Superman wings his way westward, following the faint steel ribbon of the railway line below him, two men sit waiting in a tiny shack in the Colorado foothills. One of them is Kino Carter, gunman, gambler, bad man of the Southwest. Kino waits nervously, waits for some word from the figure across the table, the dark, shadowy figure who calls himself the Wolf.
Hey, listen, boss. Will you please tell me what we're doing out here now? The Silver Clipper ain't due till tomorrow. Don't even leave Denver till tomorrow afternoon.
Very true, Kino. But the Western Limited is due in exactly 10 minutes.
Well, what are you going to do with the Limited?
I warned various people and newspapers that something would happen to the Silver Clipper tomorrow night. As it will. So far, they've chosen to ignore me. Very well. When they see what overtakes the Limited in slightly less than 10 minutes, they will pay more attention to me when I call again.
Now, listen, boss. What is this, a game? What are you trying to do?
Why ask me, Kino? Do I know any more than you? We're told to paralyze the railroads. That's all. But it's enough. We obey orders.
Well, whose orders? Where did they come from?
Yours come from me. And you know what happens, Kino, if you disregard them. Shall I tell you again?
No, never mind.
Very well. Come outside. Not long to wait now. If the Limited is on time, we should begin to hear her.
I don't hear nothing.
She is on time. Have you done what I told you?
Yeah, I done it. But I don't see...
You will see, Kino, very shortly indeed.
Hey, what are you trying to do? Scare him to death?
Listen now to what I tell you.
I'm listening.
That train will be going over that trestle down there in another 7 or 8 minutes.
So what?
At the end of the trestle, as you can see, Kino, the track turns and runs along the cliff on the mountainside.
Yeah, I see.
The mountains to one side, very steep and abrupt, then the track, then the canyon, 300 feet deep.
Hey, listen. You going to throw him down the canyon? The whole 10 cars?
As I said before, all you have to do is obey orders.
All right. What do I do?
You wait till the train has crossed the trestle, then you fire the charge.
Right away?
Count 10, if you like.
All right. And then what?
Then events will take their natural course. After which you will come back and join me in the cabin.
Hey, she's coming. And coming fast.
Keep moving, my friend. Let her cross the trestle. Then count 10.
Good. Still following the railway. Ought to be getting fairly close to Denver. Looks like a long trestle up ahead. I'd get aboard that train if it weren't so slow. I'll drop down a bit and look it over. Might do it anyway. Ride in as Clark Kent. What's that man on the side of the mountain doing? Looks like he's got a charging battery for dynamite blasting. Something queer about that. Seems to be waiting. He's waiting for the train. Gonna blast it right off the tracks. This looks like some of your dirty work, Wolf. Well, here's where Superman takes a hand. I've got to stop that train. I'll get aboard, and they'll stop to put me off because I have no ticket. But it's got to be fast. 90 miles an hour. Good speed for a train, but it can't leave Superman behind. There's the observation platform. What luck. Nobody on it. Now then. Grab the platform rail. There. Leap on board. Now to join the passengers is Clark Kent, cub reporter for the Daily Planet. Off with a cape, into ordinary clothes, and inside.
Tickets, please. All tickets. Tickets west of Pueblo. All tickets, please. Tickets, please. May I have your ticket, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, conductor, but I've lost it.
No, you've lost it. And I'm afraid that I'll have to ask you to pay the fare.
Now, you know, I'm terribly sorry, but I seem to have lost my money, too.
I thought so. You've been riding the blinds and figured you'd sneak in here where it's warm. Well, we know how to deal with bums like you.
Yes, that's right, conductor. Stop the train and put me off. I don't mind.
Huh? Say, who are you?
Clark Kent, reporter for the Daily Planet. But that's all right. I ought to be more careful. Teach me a good lesson.
Well, I guess I'll take a chance if you're really a reporter. You're liable to write up a story about getting kicked off our train. You can stay where you are.
But look here.
I'll take care of you when we get to town. And if you're not a reporter...
No good. I overplayed it. Great Scott, I've got to do something, and quick, too. We're on the trestle.
Where's that emergency cord?
Hey, what's going on here? Who pulled that cord?
Why, I did, conductor. I'm terribly sorry.
Sorry? Well, you better be sorry. Here, come back here. Come back here.
I can't stay, conductor. My conscience bothers me. I'll just jump off right where we are on the trestle.
You
here.
come back here.
No, I'll be all right. Don't worry about me.
No, I got you. No, you can't get away this time. Now, you stay right here.
I want to get off.
Well, you ain't getting off. You'll go to jail for this. You come back up them steps.
Look, up the mountain, conductor. That flash.
Hey, what the... What's going on up there?
It was a blast. An explosion up the mountain. Great Scott, conductor, look what's coming.
Oh, Lord save us, it's a rock slide. Tons of rock coming down on the track.
Listen to it.
And right ahead of us, too. Took the tracks out like two pieces of string. Oh, Lord. And now they're all coming out to find out what happened. It's all right. It's all right, ladies and gentlemen. No danger. Just a rock slide up ahead. That's all. There may be a slight delay.
Delay? You don't think you can dig through that, do you?
Now get back in the train, please. Get back. It's dangerous out here. Back on board, please. We may be held up a little while. Back on board, everybody, please. We'll be pulling out directly.
Now then, conductor, I think you owe me a vote of thanks.
Oh, you do you? Well, what makes you think that?
Well, use your eyes, man. Where would you be now if I hadn't stopped the train?
Huh? Well, now, there may be something in what you say. I'm not denying if we'd been going our regular speed, we'd have got that rock slide right about the third car.
I'll say you would. You'd have been down in that canyon, too. And it's 300 feet deep. As a matter of fact, that's where you were intended to be.
Oh, is it? Well, what makes you think so?
Goodbye, conductor. I'll see you later.
Hey, you come back here. Catch that guy. Joe, Mike, don't let him get away from the dog. Where'd you go? Catch him. Catch him there. Get a hold of the boy.
20 tons of rock. Why, that's nothing. Hardly a workout. Anything to put a crimp in the Wolf's plans. And Clark Kent, reporter, simply must be in Denver by morning. First of all, down into the canyon for the missing rails. There they are. Now, back to the roadbed. I never swept up a rock slide before, but there's nothing like trying. Here we go. Why, it's nothing. I'll have the line clear before that conductor knows I've gone. The Limited will be in Denver in an hour.
Well, Kino, all done? What happened?
No, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. What do you mean?
One of them things, boss. The train stopped on the trestle.
Stopped? That train never stops.
Well, it stopped this time, and a guy got out, and I didn't know, so I shot the stuff.
Yes, I heard it.
Well, didn't you come out to look?
I thought I'd better stay hidden.
Well, there was a rock slide, and that's all. The train wasn't scratched. The line's blocked, but the train ain't hurt.
This man who got out, who was he?
After the slide, I snuck down and joined the mob, see? I heard him talking about a newspaper guy and looking for him. Name of Clark Kent.
Kent? I don't know him.
Well, you better, because he knows us.
What's that?
I don't know. All I can tell you is they're looking for him.
Clark Kent, a newspaper man, who knew enough to stop that train. Well, we shall look for him too, my friend.
We'll have lots of time. They won't get the line clear this side of Sunday.
We shall look for this Mr. Kent, and when we find him... the train. They've decided to go back to Pueblo. Let's look. Kino, that train.
What?
It's going west.
Why, it can't be. Hey, well, what the...
But it is. It's on its way to Denver.
Why, it can't be. Why, there was 20 tons of rock on the line.
Look for yourself, Kino. It's not possible. It's not human. But look. Well, very well. We go to Denver too, Kino, at once, to find out what goes on, and to take care of Mr. Kent, the newspaper man. Get the plane ready.
Less than 24 hours to solve the plot and save the Silver Clipper. But now the wolf is hard on Clark Kent's trail. What happens in Denver when daylight comes? When Clark Kent breaks the story, and when the wolf meets Superman? Tune in and don't miss it. And remember, be with us again for the next thrilling installment of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
And now, faster than a speeding bullet, Condensed Bat-Supe proudly presents the next chapter of our story. Clark Kent, captured by the wolf, which was originally broadcast on February 19th, 1940.
Presenting Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman!
And now, Superman. When we last left Superman, he had arrived in Denver as Clark Kent, news reporter, to investigate a strange and deadly plot against the railroads of the West. He had been able to prevent the Continental Limited from being swept into a canyon by a rock slide. But now the unknown force is directed against the Silver Clipper, crack train of the West Coast Railway. Mysterious messages have warned that the Clipper, due to leave Denver at sundown, will never arrive in Salt Lake City. Morning newspapers have carried Kent's story of the rock slide. And while railroad officials and government men search desperately for clues, Kent himself walks briskly toward the great central station for a conference with the division superintendent. But meanwhile, the plot moves on. In a secret hiding place overlooking the railroad yards, the man called the Wolf talks with his subordinate, Kino. Listen.
So, very fine. At last, the unbelieving fools begin to take me seriously. You have read the stories, Kino?
I read them.
Well, why so sullen?
Well, I don't understand it. I tell you that track was blocked for 100 feet, and yet 5 minutes later the Continental went right on through.
Next time, my friend, please to observe more accurately. Obviously, the track was not blocked for 100 feet. It was not blocked at all.
But I tell you it was.
You should join forces with the conductor of the train. He swears that a tremendous figure in blue tights and a red cape appeared from nowhere, replaced the missing rails, cleared away 20 tons of rock, and made a safe passage for the train, all in a matter of minutes. Oh, yes. And he is now confined in the city hospital, that conductor, for observation.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I seen the same thing myself.
That will do, my friend. We have no time for pipe dreams. You were deceived by shadows. And now listen. There's work to do.
I'm listening.
I note that this story is signed by that newspaper man, Clark Kent, the one who was on the train.
Well, I told you about him.
I should like to be better informed. That fellow seems to know a great deal. How he knows, I have no idea. But he does. Also, I have checked up on him. He was assigned to cover the story back east and seems to have arrived out here incredibly soon.
Must have flown.
Undoubtedly. But that's neither here nor there. Do you know where he is now?
I did what you told me. I trailed him. He left his hotel to go see the divisional superintendent of the railroad.
Did he? How lucky.
Lucky?
We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We've got them on the run. They're worried, Kino, and frightened.
I hope you're right.
They don't know which way to turn or what to believe. They'd like to keep the Silver Clipper in Denver tonight, but they don't dare. They don't dare, Kino. They can't admit they're terrified. And wait till they get my telegram.
Telegram?
Can you dress up like a messenger, Kino?
Huh?
Uniform and so on?
Oh, sure.
Excellent, excellent. You will put on your fake uniform and take this wire, also fake, to the superintendent.
Now?
At once. If you have luck, you'll find him with Mr. Clark Kent. You will also find, I think, that he is trying to locate a missing engine, Kino.
Missing engine?
Just so. If he finds it, I'll eat it.
Huh?
Never mind. Get your uniform on, Kino. Deliver the telegram personally. And bring back as much of the conversation as you can. You understand? Now, where's that conductor's story? Quite the funniest reading I've seen this week. A Superman, huh? Appearing out of the night. Well.
Hello? Yes, this is the superintendent speaking. What? Well, trace it again. Trace it from both ends of the line. Oh, nuts. Don't tell me you can't find it. Do you think a locomotive and tender could vanish into thin air? Check every station master and call me back. I'm sorry, Mr. Kent.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Stupid idiots. Look here, we sent a spare engine and tender down the line last night, and now they can't tell me where it is.
What? On the main line?
Certainly. Never mind. Let's get back to this business, the Continental.
Any more news of that conductor?
No, not so far. Poor fellow's out of his mind.
What do you suppose he thought he saw? All that business about a Superman.
Yes, I only wish to heaven they'd never printed it.
Well, I didn't report that, believe me.
No, I know. And now look here, Kent. I've checked with your paper back east, and they tell me that it's all right, that you're here to do what you can. Now, what do you want to know?
Well, first of all, have you any idea what's back of this trouble on the railroads?
Not the slightest. If you ask me, there's a lunatic at large.
Oh, don't you believe it?
Oh, what else can I believe? It's too senseless, utterly mad.
Well, you had warnings.
Yes, which we ignored. We get them all the time from cranks and nuts.
But these warnings came true.
And so what of it?
Well, do you still think they came from cranks and nuts?
All right, Kent. What do you think?
I think that one man or a group of men is trying to paralyze the country with fear.
Yes, but why?
I'm afraid we'll find that out later. Unless we can stop them.
Good Lord, we've got to stop them. This can't go on, Kent.
We'll do what we can.
What do you suggest?
I suggest that you don't let the Silver Clipper leave Denver tonight.
Oh, Kent, she's got to leave. Can you imagine what the reaction would be if she didn't?
You're taking a chance.
I can't help that. She's got to go.
Well, then we must work fast. We only have until this evening. I have one more idea.
Yes, what is it?
Well, if you read my story carefully, you'll see that I imply I know more than I printed.
Yes, I did notice that. Well, do you?
Not yet, but I expect to.
How?
The people back of this, particularly the man called the Wolf, will want to know just what I do know and where I got it.
Well?
I propose to show myself around until he catches up with me.
Will he?
I think so. I was shadowed this morning on my way here.
Good Lord. You were?
So I think he and his friends are just waiting their chance. And I'm going to give it to them.
Oh, Kent, don't do it. Why, if they'd wreck a train, why, they wouldn't think twice about it.
About putting me out of the way?
Yes.
Don't worry.
But why? What's the idea?
While they're finding out how much I know, I may be finding out one or two little items about them.
Well, I only hope... Here. How long have you been standing there, messenger?
Oh, I just come, boss. You the divisional superintendent?
Telegram?
Yes, sir. For you personally. They told me to bring it right in. I seen the door was open, so I
hope
walked.
they found that engine.
Well?
That's all, messenger. Get out.
Yes, sir.
No, wait. Say, where'd you get this wire?
Huh? Why, the office gave it to me. Said to bring it right over.
All right. Go on. Close the door behind you. Say, Kent, listen to this.
Yes?
Where an engine is now, a train will be tomorrow. The Silver Clipper will vanish like smoke, never to be seen by the eyes of living men.
Well, sounds like black magic.
I don't believe it. Why, they'd never dare.
Oh, they dare, all right. Is that telegram signed?
Yes. It's signed The Wolf.
The Wolf. Look here, Mr. Superintendent.
Yes?
That settles it. Have that wire checked. Find out who sent it and when and from where, if you can. My guess is you'll discover it's faked. I wish we'd held that messenger.
Well, Kent, what are you going to do?
Just what I said I'd do. Put myself in the hands of the Wolf and see who wins.
Superintendent speaking. What? Why, look here, that's not possible. It can't be. Man alive, think what you're saying. Now, look here, you tell that crew to report here in my office. That's right, at once. My God, Frizz, I bet I'll find out something.
Anything new?
Why, it's the silliest thing I ever heard. Wait, that telegram. Where an engine is now, I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a minute.
What is it?
Kent, that locomotive and tender, it passed through Kingston at 11:15.
Yes?
And it passed through Richville 11:50.
Well?
It should have reached Lewisburg at 12:20, just 30 minutes later.
And it didn't? It wasn't on time?
On time? I had never got there at all.
Oh, well, that's easy. It left the rail somewhere in between.
Yes, you'd think so. But listen to this. A crew left Richville and a crew left Lewisburg. They met somewhere in between, just now, in broad daylight. And neither crew had seen a sign of that engine anywhere.
That's not possible.
No, it isn't, is it? Black magic. Isn't that what you called it, Kent? I think I'm going mad like that conductor. Well, what are you going to do?
Do? I'm going out to hunt wolves. Anybody looking? No. Quick. Out of these clothes. Now, that window. Goodbye to Clark Kent temporarily. It's Superman's turn now to find out where those devils are hiding and to listen while they tell me what they know. Up, over the yards. Circle around a bit. Ah, there goes that messenger. Watch him. I'll land on that roof. Look down into the street. There he goes. The messenger. Into that house with the broken railing. Now then, I think I'll become Clark Kent again. Respectable representative of the Daily Planet. I'll just walk casually down that street and see what happens. Down we go.
So, he thinks he'll find out one or two little items about us, huh, Kino?
Yeah, that's what he said before they saw me standing there.
I think I should like to question that young man on various angles of the so interesting story he wrote for this morning's paper. What are you doing by the window?
Hey, down there in the street, look.
Huh? What is it?
It's him, walking right up to the house.
What? Is that Clark Kent? How did he know where to find me? Who told him?
I don't know. Hey, don't look at me like that.
How did he know which way to take to get here?
Here, search me, boss.
He knows too much. How does he know? Quick, Kino, downstairs.
Hey, boss, what are you going to do with him?
There's a vault below us, Kino. Steel-lined and soundproof, with various devices to bring out information.
You going to take him there?
For a time, for a little conversation, my friend. Stop. Look for the peephole. Is he coming?
Yeah, right this way. Hey, wait a minute.
Is anyone else in the alley?
No, it's empty. Here he comes. We'll jump out and grab him, huh?
All right, be ready with your blackjack.
Now. Hey, where you going?
Quick, Kino, let him have it.
Here, what's the big idea?
Hey, come on, jump, boss.
Inside with him, quick.
Come on, you. No hanging back.
Good work, Kino. Good work. Down the iron stairway. Quick. Someone may have heard us.
He's trying to hang back. I'll fix him.
There we are. Shove him inside. Now, close the door. Now then, Mr. Clark Kent, the time has come for a little talk. Kino, my friend, you may prepare the aids to conversation.
Clark Kent in the power of the wolf. Or is the wolf, all unknowing, in the power of Superman? And meanwhile, where is the missing engine? Excitement, thrills, suspense. Tune in and follow the story. And remember, be with us again for the next thrilling installment of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
And now, it's a Condensed Bat-Supe Extra Helping, because not all heroes wear capes. This Extra Helping features an exciting episode of The Green Hornet, in which the Green Hornet and Kato try to take down a phony voting racket. This is Votes for Sale, as originally broadcast on October 9th, 1940.
With his faithful valet Kato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with the underworld, risking his life that criminals and racketeers within the law may feel its weight by the sting of the Green Hornet. Ride with Britt Reed as he races toward another thrilling adventure. The Green Hornet strikes again.
Hurry, Kato! Here's where we smash your political racket.
I don't care how you get it, Curly, but I want the votes from the 5th Ward. That's going to turn the election. I want it turned my way.
The 5th Ward's pretty independent, Harder. Not like some of the others.
I'm not worried about the others. It figures out to be a close race, Curly. I have the south side sewed in a knot. I want the 5th.
Bradford is going to take the north side.
That's why I want the 5th. If you can't deliver it for me, I'll get someone else.
It'll cost plenty.
I've got plenty. What do you think I've been doing while I've been in office? Twiddling my thumbs? If it costs 20,000, 30, 50,000, I want the 5th Ward.
Could you use some of that dough to get the Sentinel to lay off?
You playing dumb, Curly?
Why not?
Curly, you could never understand anybody being honest, could you?
Everybody's got his price.
Yes, that's why I don't trust you any more than I have to.
Okay. Same for you with me. So long as you pay the dough, I work for you. If I wasn't paying off in votes, you'd wash me off the books.
And you think that's the way it is with the Sentinel?
Everybody wants dough.
Curly, we want money and power. I have both. But you'll never get power, no matter how much money you get, for one reason.
Yeah?
That's right. Because you can't understand that a man like Reed, the owner of the Sentinel, a man like him or someone like Bradford believes in the principles of democracy. That's more important than money to them.
Principles of democracy. That's stuff to feed the suckers.
So sure. I use it. It's good for votes. But Reed and Bradford believe in it. That's why they're going to be hard to deliver. That's why I want the 5th Ward votes.
Okay, you'll get it.
But what time is it?
A couple of minutes past 8.
Past 8?
Where are you going?
Reed's talking at the auditorium, sponsored by the Civic Club. It was scheduled for 8. Just a short speech. Hope we haven't missed too much of it.
He's talking for Bradford. Why listen to that stuff?
It's always a good idea to know what the enemy is doing, Curly. Quiet, I want to get this.
And I want to say this to you people listening. The reason why the Daily Sentinel has backed Bradford for mayor is that he's a good housekeeper. And this city needs its house cleaned.
Talks good, don't they?
Shut up.
Yes, this city needs a house cleaning as never before. It needs to be cleaned of political grafters and chiselers. Cleaned of racketeering in politics. Cleaned of rats who regard the public money as their money. Cleaned of machine politicians like Harder. That's what the Sentinel is fighting for. That's what every honest, sincere voter is fighting for. And that's why all of us here are going to put Bradford in office, Mr. Bradford.
Thanks, Reed.
I'm not accustomed to making speeches, Bradford. It's your job now. Pardon me. Excuse me, please.
Mr. Reed, that was swell.
Thanks, Miss Casey. Let's get out of here, shall we?
If we can get to that door.
Bradford's going to give them a fighting talk. I could notice the sign.
You did all right yourself.
Nonsense. All I did was put one of Gunnigan's editorials into words. Here we are. Was a job. Anything new from the Sentinel?
I called Gunnigan just before your speech. He said everything's quiet.
How does the vote look?
Well, from all reports, whoever takes the 5th Ward hits the jackpot.
Well, there's still some time before election. Bradford will have to do plenty of campaigning in that ward.
He's making a speech there tomorrow night, isn't he?
That's right, a street corner speech.
Hey, boss, they told me you'd be in here.
What is it, Laurie?
Boss, I've been snooping around the 5th Ward. Harder's up to his old tricks.
What do you mean?
Hobos, boss. They're drifting in there by the dozens. Harder's getting set to pack the ballot box with drifters and repeaters.
Who's handling it?
Who do you think? It's Curly, Harder's right-hand rat.
What about Bradford's speech tomorrow night, Lowry? Did you get a line on that?
There's going to be trouble.
Hoodlums, huh?
All I know is there's been a heavy demand for stale vegetables.
Gosh, if Bradford talks down there, he'll collect more ripe tomatoes than a ham actor.
Bradford better call it off, boss.
We'll see about that. Miss Case, I want you to get the police commissioner for me. Harder may be mayor of this town, but Bradford's got to have police protection.
Yeah, he's got to have it, but will he get it? Casey, if Bradford talks in front of this mob, he's nuts.
Where the police?
All I know is they aren't here. The boss inside?
Yes, in the drugstore. I think he's calling the police commissioner now. Bradford's with him.
Let's go see what's cooking, eh?
It's all right with me.
After you, Casey.
Don't worry, Lowry. They're saving the fruit for Bradford. Oh, there's Mr. Reed on the phone now.
Well, how long will it be before there's police protection here? Oh, Bradford can't wait that long. He has other talks tonight. He can't call it off. He won't. I got those policemen down here, or the Sentinel will have plenty to say about your department. The police commissioner.
What did he say, Reed?
What could he say, Bradford? Stalling says they'll be here, but frankly, it's easy to tell he's getting his orders from higher up.
Harder?
Well, sure, it's harder. After all, I suppose we can't censor the commissioner completely. His job depends on the party in power. And right now, that's harder.
Mr. Bradford, you can't talk in front of that crowd.
It's up to you, Bradford.
There's only one answer to that, Reed. I've got to talk.
But holy mackerel, Mr. Bradford.
Save it, Lowry. I knew that would be your answer, Bradford.
Well, might as well get it over with.
Just a second, Lowry.
Yeah, boss?
Take a look out the front and see if you can spot any of the men from the Sentinel.
Huh?
When the police weren't here, I phoned Gunnigan. He got in touch with the delivery crews.
You mean the boys are coming over here?
Might as well have some supporters around. Take a look, Lowry.
A pleasure, boss.
Miss Case.
Yes?
My car's out and back. I've got 10 cameras in it. Lowry will bring up any man who can take pictures, and you'll hand them the cameras.
But the regular cameramen
We need more than a regular cameraman. You might as well make sure, and I'll want one myself.
And one for little Casey?
Oh, Miss Case, you're staying out of this. Well out of
Oh,
it.
but Mr.
That's
Reed.
settled, understand?
Gosh, I suppose so.
The boys are here, boss.
Good. Miss Case got the cameras.
I'll be out there.
Lowry, give the boys the high sign. They're to take cameras and get as many pictures as they can. If any rough stuff starts, they know what to do.
Better tell this druggist to stay open, boss. There may be some black eyes that need attention.
All right, Bradford?
Yes, Reed.
You're walking into it, you know.
Somebody's got to.
Okay, let's go.
I'm out for votes, but I want to be sure that they're honest votes. I don't want the kind of votes my opponent gets. I want to tell you
Careful,
people...
Bradford.
Shut up now. Let him have it. Give it to him. Here's a bouquet for you, Bradford. I want to see...
Look out.
They're throwing stuff.
Miss Case, get down out of here. How'd you get in here in the
Well,
first
I just
place?
walked in.
Should I go on, Reed?
No, it's no use, Bradford.
Come on, you guys, break it up. Hey, smash them cameras. You're going to take pictures.
This way, Bradford. Get off this platform.
Oh, it's turning into a riot.
I never saw so many vegetables in my nose.
Looks like we're overwhelmed, Reed.
No use battling this mob. Come on, let's get out of here.
Back where you came from. Let him out.
Boss, here come the cops.
Yes, after the damage is done. What about those pictures, Lowry?
No, boss, we got some. The boys are in there shooting.
Let's hope they get them back to the Sentinel.
Yes, before those cameras are
Never
smashed.
mind that. We're getting out of here.
That is a fine job. A fine job. That'll teach Bradford a lesson. Trying to invade the Fifth Ward, huh? Hello? Oh, yes, Commissioner. Take it easy. I don't care whether you like what happened last night or not. I'm still running this town, and that means the police department as well as the rest. So what? No one was hurt. You got there a little late, that's all. What's that? Now, listen, Commissioner, I made you and I can break you. Just cool off and think of that. Goodbye. Make them and break them. That's the way to run a political machine. Well, what do you... it's you, Curly.
Yeah, Harder. How'd I do last night?
Not bad, Curly. You handled it very nicely.
The Sentinel almost pulled a fast one, boss. They had a bunch of their truck drivers down there. Some of those babies are pretty handy.
What's that under your arm, the paper?
I had a Sentinel. Haven't had time to look it over yet.
Let's see it.
They had a bunch of photographers there.
They did, eh?
Yeah, but we took care of that. Plenty of broken cameras around there for the White Wings to sweep up.
Well, if they get a picture or two, it doesn't matter. You used drifters, didn't you?
Yeah, some of the hobos were bringing in. Give them coffee money.
Quite a headline the Sentinels got. All about...
Yeah?
Curly.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
There's something wrong. Take a look at this.
What?
This picture. Here, you luckhead.
So what? They can't identify anyone.
A good look. You dummy, this is a picture of you.
What?
You fool. Look at that. A picture of you throwing tomatoes. The whole city knows you're one of my men. Why, I...
Take it easy, Hart.
Take it easy. Did you have to go there?
Well, no, I didn't.
Just wanted to see the fun, huh? Have a good laugh, huh?
How was I to know that spot?
Get out. We're through. Finished.
Now, wait a minute.
I said get out.
And I said wait. Cool off harder. Or maybe you don't want the Fifth Ward votes.
Curly, if you think you can... What did you say?
Get smart harder. All right, I pulled a boner. But you need me. I'm the only guy who can handle those votes for you and your North.
Well, guess I did fly off the handle.
I made a mistake. But I can still deliver those votes. The only thing is I'll have to stay in the background more, that's all.
And what?
Simple harder. I got maybe a dozen boys. They can act as go-betweens. I'll give them the dough, they'll buy the votes. I won't even appear, much less you.
Uh-huh. All I do is supply the cash, yeah?
That's right. Now we can talk about it later.
Mr. Reed's apartment. One moment, please.
Who is it, Kato?
It's Mr. Lowry, Mr. Brett.
Lowry, huh? And you already sent that Green Hornet note to Bradford?
Yes, Mr. Brett. But I don't understand.
You don't understand why I did it? Well, if the public believes the Green Hornet is allied with Harder, they're more apt to vote for Bradford. Oh, excuse me.
I see, Mr. Brett.
Hello?
Boss, I'm calling from Bradford's home at the Story.
What happened, Lowry? What is it?
Bradford just got a threat from the Green Hornet.
No.
Yeah, I called it into Gunnigan. He's giving it page 1.
Well, it looks as if Harder has the wrong kind of friends, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I never guessed they were this wrong. Got any orders, boss?
Orders? Yes, Lowry. You might call on Harder and get his ideas about the Hornet just to check up.
On my way. So long, boss.
Good night. Kato.
Yes, Mr. Brett.
Get the Black Beauty ready. The gas weapon and the mask. Lowry's going calling, and so is the Green Hornet.
That's just the kind of a story the Sentinel would print. I have nothing to do with the Hornet. It's absurd.
Well, I'm just asking, Harder. That's my job.
Well, you've got your answer. Here's the door. You can...
Hey, that car out in front.
Step on it.
Holy mackerel, that's the Hornet car. I guess he didn't know you had company. Now try and say you're not pals with the Green Hornet. You'll read about it in the Sentinel.
Public warned! Green Hornet seen outside political boss's home after people's candidate gets threat. Read all about it. Sentinel Extra Helping!
Great work, Lowry. That story sold plenty of papers, and it's going to influence plenty of votes.
Oh, that was just blind luck, boss. I stepped into it.
False modesty?
No, on the level. I don't mind grabbing all the credit I can. But last night was one of those things.
This ought to help Bradford's chances plenty.
Say, boss.
Yes?
I've been thinking it over. Why should the Hornet pull a stunt like that?
Threatening Bradford?
A politician like Harder should know that would throw public sentiment toward Bradford.
Yes, he should.
There's no use figuring the Green Hornet. He's got angles no one else ever gets.
Possibly, Lowry.
He's a smart apple. Well, even now, the police are no closer to him than they ever were.
Well, there's no use going over that. We're talking votes. Any news of how it looks?
Gunnigan's getting some more dope, boss.
Mr. Reed.
Oh, yes, Miss Case. You spoke to Gunnigan?
Well, he's been getting some of the news from the City Press Association.
Anything on the Hornet?
Nope.
What's the trend on the election? Is it still the same, or does it look as if Bradford were favored?
Well, Gunnigan says it looks as if the 5th Ward still holds the deciding votes.
Well, that doesn't seem possible. Harder must have lost some support after the Hornet threatened Bradford.
Maybe you haven't seen the Clarion. Harder claims that the Hornet threat was a stunt cooked up to discredit him. He says it's political mudslinging.
Yeah, and the Clarion prints it. Holy mackerel, Casey, that yellow newspaper. Hey, boss.
Yes?
You're leaving, Mr. Reed?
Well, yes, Miss Case. I have some private matters to attend to.
But, Mr.
If you
Reed-
want me, I'll be at my apartment. You understand what you're to do, Kato?
Yes, Mr. Red.
Sometime between now and Election Day, Harder's man Curly is going to organize those votes in the 5th Ward.
Yes?
Drifters, bums, repeaters. He'll be handing out plenty of money to pack the ballot box with votes for Harder. But get this, Kato. After that snapshot of Curly that was printed in the Sentinel, he'll keep himself in the background.
I see.
He'll use other men, go-betweens, ward healers. Now find out when Curly is calling a meeting of those men and let me know, Kato. The Green Hornet's going to take an interest in that meeting.
Hey, Casey, is the boss in?
If you're looking for Mr. Reed, the answer is no, Lowry. He's not in.
Huh? With elections tomorrow? Holy mackerel, Casey, why not?
Because he's got his own affairs to attend to.
Casey, why is it that every once in a while the boss goes off the track and starts playing the nightclubs and staying away from the office?
Lowry, Mr. Reed's private life is his own.
Okay, skip it. That playboy streak he has, I guess. I got pre-election quotes you want to hear. Yeah, where is he, his apartment?
That's my phone, Lowry. I'll get him.
Uh-huh. Missed his voice, didn't you?
What do you mean?
Relax, Casey. You're blushing as red as that lipstick. Nothing against a girl feeling soft about her boss, is there?
You're not a reporter. You're a keyhole keeper.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bad.
Hi, Lowry.
Hello?
Mr. Reed?
Yes, Miss Case. How are things at the Sentinel?
We missed you, Mr. Reed.
I'll bet you have.
Lowry wants to talk to you.
What do you mind? I've missed you, too, Miss Case.
You have?
Yes, all of you.
Oh. Well, here's Lowry.
Hello, boss. I've been making the rounds. Bradford issued the usual statement. He says he's confident that the voters of the city will toss out the machine and elect him mayor.
I hope so. But it's not the regular voters we're worried about. It's those drifters.
Yeah, and I also learned that Curly's calling a meeting of the ward healers from the 5th tonight. It's supposed to be secret.
Secret meeting, huh? You got any idea what he plans to discuss at it, Lowry?
You know where it is?
It's going to be at his house, 10 tonight.
10 tonight. I see.
Yeah, boss. I figured I might be able to crash that meeting. Might get some dope for the Sentinel.
You plan to be there?
If I can make it, how about it?
Why, yes, do that, Lowry. If Curly doesn't organize those repeat votes tonight, they can't do any voting tomorrow.
Sure, they're going to arrange for the payoff.
All right, Lowry, if you can do it, okay. Why not take a camera?
Yeah, boss. I might get some shots.
And don't forget to vote for Bradford. Good night. So Lowry plans to be there if he can make it. I'll have to make sure he doesn't. Can't have him breaking in on the Green Hornet.
Mr. Brett.
Well, that you, Kato?
I find out about the meeting, Mr. Brett. 10 o'clock at the Curtis house.
You're not the only one who found out, Kato. Lowry learned about it, too.
Lowry?
We'll have to take our chances on that. By now, it's time for us to get busy. Where's the Hornet gun and the mask?
Here in the desk, Mr. Brett.
Good. Bring them along. We're moving out in the Black Beauty as soon as it gets dark.
A few hours later, as darkness mantled the city, Britt Reed and his valet Kato stepped through a secret panel in the rear of the apartment, then walked along a narrow passage built within the wall of the apartment house, which led directly to an adjoining building. Supposedly abandoned, this building served as the hiding place for the sleek, superpowered Black Beauty, high-speed car of the Green Hornet.
I drive, Mr. Brett?
Yes, Kato, take the wheel. You're going to have a ticklish job taking care of Lowry. I want to be sure he doesn't arrive too soon.
I understand, Mr. Brett.
You got the extra Green Hornet mask?
Yes, sir.
Good. Step on it, Kato. Let's go.
It's okay, Harder. All fixed. Yeah, I'm sorting the dough out now for the boys when they show up. They'll distribute it okay. Sure, if they don't, them mugs in the 5th Ward ain't gonna do no voting for nobody. You sure you control the polls? Yeah, okay, just asking. And what about this Hornet business? Okay, if you say so, Harder. Yeah, I won't see you until after elections. It's in the bag. Good night. Yeah, there's 500 for Joe. That'll take care of 2, maybe 300 votes. And 1,000 for Bucky.
Never mind sorting that money, Curly.
What the? You're a mask.
Get away from that desk.
Stick up, huh? My Harder will run you out of that mask.
I'm taking that money, Curly.
You're the Green Hornet.
Hand it over.
But Hornet, wait a minute. Is this on a level? What's the angle?
Figure it yourself. You know them all.
You mean you're in with Harder?
All I want is that money, Curly.
Oh, all by yourself, huh?
That's right. I'm up for myself, Curly. And get back.
What are you going to do with that gun?
Get back.
Yeah, sure.
Stay right there. And don't move unless I tell you to. I see each of these envelopes is addressed. Who's Joe?
He's going to buy votes. All them guys there. That dough is to buy votes for Harder.
Not anymore, Curly.
But if them guys don't get that dough, we can't buy votes.
That's your tough luck.
But Harder, he'll bust me wide open if I don't feel like he's...
You haven't got much choice, Curly. I'm taking this money, and when Joe and the rest get here, they're going to get nothing but orders.
Orders?
Yes, orders written by you, Curly. Orders telling them not to bother about rounding up votes, that everything's all right.
But that... Harder lose the election, sure. You can't do that.
You're writing those orders, Curly.
I don't get it. What good's that gonna do you?
It'll give me time, Curly. Time to make sure no one can trail this money.
Oh, you want to cover up, huh?
That's the idea.
Suppose I say nothing doing. Suppose I don't write them orders. I can refuse to... No, wait.
I don't think you'll refuse, Curly.
You wouldn't use that gun?
That's up to you. You'll write or I'll let you...
Okay, sure.
Good. It's still more than 2 hours before those men are due to come here. You can send the orders by messenger.
Messenger?
And you needn't try anything, Curly. When that messenger shows up, I'll be hidden behind the door with this gun pointing at your ribs. Now sit down and get started.
Okay, mister. Delivering this batch of letters will cost you $5.50. Here's your 4 bits change.
Keep it. Go on, scram.
Sure. Okay.
Close the door, Curly.
Listen, Hornet. That busts me wide open. You know that, don't you?
Does it?
Harder's gonna get licked in the election, and that means I'm washed up. I ought to get a chance to explain to Harder. You think I'm crossing him up, keeping the dough.
You'll get that chance, Curly.
Let me call him up. Let me... Huh?
He's already been called.
What do you mean? You didn't call him. You was with me. And I didn't call.
You? You might ruin things. No, Curly, I have a helper. He called. Harder will be here in... Well, any second now.
Huh?
The time for his arrival was set very definitely. Here, put this on.
What's that?
Put it on.
Hey, this thing is a mask. A mask like the one you're wearing.
Put it on. You're going to wear that mask when you open the door for Harder.
I wish something would have happened. Me hiding here with my camera all set. Fall asleep with some of those guys don't show up pretty soon. Hey, who's this? Holy mackerel, it's Harder. Come on, Curly, answer that door. Baby, is this going to be a camera shot for page 1? Come on, the door, let's hear...
I get the phone call. The Green Hornet.
Holy mackerel, it's the Hornet. Harder in the Hornet. Hold it! Thanks for the picture, you'll see it now. What the gash? Who are...
What's going on here? That man took a picture, and then this man shot him with a gun that made no sound. If you were the Hornet, let's have the answer.
Harder, I ain't the Hornet, I ain't...
Curly, you...
That's right, Harder.
What the...
Now, don't move. Curly is wearing that Hornet mask because I made him do it.
You made him do
boss,
it?
You can't blame me for this.
And who's this?
That's my helper, Harder. Keep that gun trained on him.
I will.
Boss, I couldn't help it. The Hornet grabbed the dough. I had to tell them guys not to buy any votes. He made me.
What's that? Why are you... I'll lose the election, sure. What's your angle, Hornet?
My angle?
I got it. You're betting on Bradford. That's it, isn't it? You're betting on Bradford winning the election, and you're making sure he does.
I don't bet.
Don't hand me that. Look, I've got plenty of money. I'll pay you whatever you say.
Crooked money, Harder.
That reporter out there, he's got a picture in that camera. We'll have to get rid of that.
You didn't hear me, Harder. I've got all of your money I want.
You mean you won't play ball?
You're licked, Harder. Finished.
So that's the way it is. And there's only one thing for me to do. That's to... Where's him, Curly? Grab that gun.
Behind you, Hunter.
Take him.
This is for you. Boss, the little guy. Look.
Now, get your Hornet. You're
not asking for it, Rat.
No, don't you, don't I?
Just can't breathe.
Good work, Kato. You got Curly just in time.
Very strong.
Not cold. Kato, I want to make sure they stay that way until tomorrow evening when the election booths close. Can you fix it?
It can be done, Mr. Wade.
Good. Curly lives alone. Nobody will come in here. We can leave the two of them, lock the door, and they won't be disturbed. I'll take the Black Beauty, and you can drive Harder's cab back in front of the house.
Yes, sir.
Be sure you leave no fingerprints.
What about the police, Mr. Wade?
Police, Kato? Well, when Lowry recovers from that gas and the Sentinel prints a picture of Harder with the Green Hornet, the police will think Harder has a good reason for staying out of sight, election day or no election day. The police and everyone else.
The money, Mr. Wade?
It's graft money, Kato, but we'll see that it gets to some charity that won't know it's tainted. It'll do more good that way. Now, let's get busy. We have a lot to do. I've got to be at the Sentinel all day tomorrow waiting for the election returns. Look at that, Miss Case. Bradford's piling up a tremendous vote. Look at the returns from the Fifth Ward.
The whole city, Mr. Reed. Well, that picture Lowry took last night certainly impressed the voters.
Bradford's got this election in the bag. Harder and his political machine are licked.
Well, it looks that way. But, Mr. Reed,
Huh?
isn't it odd that no one can find Harder?
Would you show your face after being taken in a picture with a Green Hornet?
This election is so important.
Forget it. Harder's voting machine is so disorganized it doesn't make any difference anyhow.
Daily Sentinel, good evening. Yes, just a moment. It's Bradford, Mr. Reed.
Hello? Oh, yes, Bradford. What? Well, that's fine. Send us a statement, will you? Right, call us back. This case, Bradford is in. He's won.
He has?
Yes, still a few more votes to count, but Bradford has more than a majority already.
Hey, boss, have you heard the news?
Oh, yes, Lowry. You mean about Bradford winning?
Yeah, I checked that on the way through the office, but it's something else. Harder and Curly finally got the headquarters.
They did.
Well, do they have any explanation for their absence or for that picture?
Boss, they aren't talking. But you know, it's a funny thing, that picture I took last night. As soon as I mentioned it, both of them started to swear a blue streak. From the way they sounded, they don't care much for the Hornet.
Perhaps the Hornet wasn't working with Harder after all.
Sentinel Extra, baby! Bradford wins election! Political machine defeated! Read all about it! Green Hornet still at large! Sentinel Extra, baby!
Well, that'll wrap up another edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, featuring the second part of the radio origin story of the Man of Steel. Next time, we'll bring you the next 2 episodes of that storyline. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tell your friends to subscribe to Bat-Supe on their favorite podcatcher. We can also be found on YouTube and Facebook. Bat-Supe is also a proud member of the Moonlight Audio Theater family of podcasts and can be heard as part of the Mutual Audio Network's Saturday Story Circle. Like what you're hearing? You can support Bat-Supe at buymeacoffee.com. Surf into buymeacoffee.com/Bat-Supe. That's BATSUPE. Learn more at bat-supe.podbean.com. We'll see you next time for another exciting edition of Condensed Bat-Supe as we continue the humble beginnings of Superman as brought to you on the radio. Until then, up, and away!
This is Superman, gang. I want to remind you that tomorrow is Election Day, a mighty important day to every good citizen. Now, of course, you can't vote until you're old enough. But here's something you can do. Help make sure your mother and father can get out to vote. And you could help with the dishes or around the house, run errands, and show your parents that you're interested, too, in the right and duty of every American citizen to cast his vote on Election Day.